Hi everyone, I am so happy to be here today with Meredith Carpenter. She represents the Incarnation House, which is an amazing organization doing wonderful things for the children of Dallas. Hi Meredith.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great, and I am so grateful for you to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you for letting us in your space.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody a little bit more about the Incarnation House and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So Incarnation House is an after-school program for the students of North Dallas High School. North Dallas High School has over 90% of their students living under the poverty line, or they're considered economically disadvantaged. So our goal is for kids to have a place here where we can fill the gaps. A lot of them have a very hardworking parent, grandparent, relative, but perhaps they don't have the time or the resources to give the students everything they need to succeed. Same with the school, a very good school that's working really hard, but we kind of come alongside the parents, the relatives, and the school to make sure that these kids can have all the opportunities to have a successful future. So every day they come and we feed them dinner, we have food, free time, hang out, but we also provide an activity, something that's going to be a life skill, creative learning. We have theater come in, we have tutoring, we have career speakers, just different things that can give these kids opportunities to find out what they're passionate about and what their future can look like.
I love that. You have said to me more than once that you love your job and this is your dream job. What are you so passionate about?
I think it is the best job in the world to be able to tell a kid that they are smart and they are intelligent, that they're cool, that they're awesome, that they're great, that they're capable. I'm so passionate about these kids because these kids have every ability to do great things, but sometimes there's just things that hold them back. Yeah. And I don't think that any young person should be held back by where they're coming from. And so I love the opportunity to get to work with these kids who maybe have never been told that they're smart before, or never been told that you can turn art into a job and a passion, or photography, and give them this chance to be something. I call it being an agent of their own transformation. Kids come in here and we don't tell them what to be or what to do, but we walk alongside them to help them figure out their own path and give them the tools to get there.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's really fun. It's really, really fun.
Of course my mind goes in so many places and I'm thinking like, you're like redirecting them, or like you're finding what's special in them.
Yes.
And you're bringing it alive and allowing them to see it for the first time and see that they can build a life around that.
Exactly.
It's true, like if they don't have anybody at home to do that with, it's, they miss that opportunity, so it's amazing.
Yeah.
Meredith, let's get specific on what the problems are that Incarnation House is looking to solve. What is the grand plan here?
A lot of kids in Dallas, we actually have a very high childhood poverty rate in Dallas. And so a couple of the things that our students are facing are housing insecurity. So they may not be living on the streets homeless, but they're moving a lot. They're living in motels or doubled and tripled up in their homes. Food insecurity, we have a lot of childhood hunger here as well. And then just that lack of access to resources. So Dallas is a wonderful city. We have so many great museums, so many great cultural opportunities, but there's a lack of access to those if you're growing up in poverty. Right. So if you're growing up in poverty, going to a museum is going to be an expense that you're not going to be able to handle. And so we want to kind of give students that are growing up in poverty the opportunities to see what's out there, to be introduced to different cultural things like art and theater, to be able to connect and network with people in the city. All of these things that if you don't live in poverty, you kind of take for granted, your opportunities and your resources. And so we want kids that are growing up in poverty in Dallas to have the same opportunities to succeed as kids that are growing up in maybe the wealthier parts of the city.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
You really are. You're amazing. I mean, to have a voice like yours for this organization is huge. It's going to take them to the next level.
Thank you.
My team and I had the opportunity to bring dinner one evening and present a little presentation and just hang out with the kids. And we've been really curious about the feedback. What are the children saying to you about what Incarnation House is changing in their lives, how it's affecting them?
Yeah, we get a lot of great feedback from our students, whether it's students that have graduated from our program and come back. Even having kids that have graduated come back to us for advice shows us that they really value what they've received here. I was working with one student who was kind of new, and she was looking for a mentor, and at one point she said to me, "Miss Meredith, can you just be my mentor, because I love you, and I don't tell people that I love them." And to me that kind of just showed that we're creating this atmosphere here where you can be vulnerable and you know that you're loved. And to me it's really important that kids have good discipline. So we're not just, letting kids run wild. They have discipline here, but kids are craving discipline and they're craving to be loved. So we get a lot of feedback, I think, simply by the way that the kids' attitudes change, the way they become more grateful for things, the way they say thank you more. And when our speakers come, like when you came and spoke with us, the way they ask questions, the way they've learned to take advantage of those opportunities, we see a lot of growth in their maturity. And to me, that speaks volumes to how they're responding to our program, that it truly is something that they value and that they enjoy. Last year we had 10 graduates, and I think 7 or more of them went on to higher education opportunities. That is a huge success, because without Incarnation House and the ways that we can connect them to different resources, whether that's resources they already have at the school or in the community, they may not have been able to get where they are now. So I think we see a lot of success in their responses, and that they come back to us after they leave us to ask us questions and to check in and tell us how they're doing.
That is exactly how we felt. We felt that they were respectful, and they were, like, you guys operate like a little family.
Yes.
And just even in observation of that, it was so impressive to see. So it's very apparent that it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, I truly love these kids, as do our other staff members. And I think that the kids, one of the things I love about having them here is that they're getting healthy adult relationships.
Yeah.
So some of our students come from abusive homes, or they've been sexually abused, physically abused, and so they aren't used to healthy adult-child relationships. And so that's one thing that I love here, is that we can show them what it means to be taken care of in a way that is healthy, and the kids respond very well to that. So it's really nice. We do create a family here. We have our problems, we have our bad days, but most days we really work well together.
Yeah. Well, we all have issues in a family.
Yes. Sometimes I tell the kids, I say, we're family. You don't have to like everybody that's in your family, but you have to take care of whoever is in your family.
That's right. It's beautiful. Meredith, I know there's people out there that are going to want to get involved, and they should get involved. This is an amazing, amazing thing that you guys are doing here. How can the community get involved? What does Incarnation House need from the community?
Yeah, well, you're exactly right. So much of what we do is based on volunteers. We are a smaller nonprofit with limited resources, and we are growing exponentially. We have over 60 kids on our roster from this year alone, and are running about 35 kids a night, with more knocking down the door trying to get in. So a lot of what we do is based off the volunteers that can come in and either spend time with the kids, come and tutor, come and be a career speaker. But honestly, one of our biggest needs is meals. Every night, we're open Monday through Thursday, we feed the kids, and teenagers eat a lot. So we need people to help us bring in meals, whether that's through their company or with their friends coming together to provide a meal for our students. That's a really big need that we have. And in addition, you wouldn't be a nonprofit if you didn't ask for donations. You always need donations.
Sure.
Again, our kids have a lot of needs, from we like to take them on field trips if we can, transportation, we give them a safe ride home every night, that's a big expense, but also things as little as deodorant, shampoo, soap, toothbrushes. Kids are coming asking for those things. So any donations, both in kind and monetary, can really help us to really provide for the kids all the things that they need to succeed and not have to worry. Because it's very hard to focus on school if you don't know where your next meal is coming from.
Yeah, it's got to be an incredible pressure. I want to hear a little bit more about that, because I know that, but I don't know if the audience understands this piece. You give every child a safe ride home every evening. I was struck by that, because that's an amazing thing. Can you talk a little bit more about what that means?
Absolutely. So a lot of our kids are living in neighborhoods where the crime rate is really high, and we don't want them going home in the dark and getting into trouble. And so what we have is a Safe Ride Home with a ride service bubble, and they come and pick the kids up, and they will only drop the student off at the address that they've given us. So we make sure that all of our students get right into a car that takes them straight to their front door, so their parents don't have to worry, their parents know when they're getting home, and we don't have to worry. But also the ride service is driven by retired or off-duty police officers. So we know for certain, no matter how dangerous the neighborhood is, that our kids are gonna get home safely.
I love that so much. So a hot meal, a ride, a safe ride home, a place to feel special and to be encouraged towards passion. As a Dallas community member, I cannot say thank you enough for all of the work that Incarnation House is doing. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
So let everybody know, how can they get involved? Where do they find you? Where can they find out information on how to sign up for a meal or donate?
Absolutely. So if you want more information, you can go to our website, incarnationhouse.org. Send me an email, mcarpenter@incarnationhouse.org. We also have a meal train link. And the meal train link is the way that we have people sign up to bring us a hot meal. But we would love for people to come by, see what we do, give them a tour, and talk more about the opportunities we have available.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.